Hello? Did that really... Fucking had to log out stream. I didn't. It really broke my overlay controls. I'm sorry for there's been a break and that it broke in the middle of a fucking sentence of all the things. We're having some real trouble with my internet and there was a power surge or something, so it's just been fucked for like an hour. Thankfully on the VODs or the VODs channel it won't be that bad of a break. You can just go to the next one. Hopefully it's not too jarring. Completely fucking pulled out of the game. I don't remember what the guy was saying. It's honestly ridiculous, man. The prices they charge for the fucking service they give is unreal. It is unreal. Okay, let me see what he's saying. He said, intuition is an aberrant psychologism. The reeks of crypto-fascism. The parasite class use intuition to justify their rank in life is all just palmistry and magic. All creatures. Was your intuition he had spoken? Yeah, okay. I was talking about the dead body or something. I don't remember.
Your brain is rotting from the radio waves.
He does not.
I need a fucking drink, man. Let me grab a drink quick.
He thinks this approach worked.
I don't think it worked either. Okay.
Yeah, this just did nothing. But still, somehow you knew it was a communist.
How did I know?
Perhaps you suspected it before you took the case.
Maybe? I don't know.
The vision was you remembering that. Was it supposed to? No. There is more here. A sliver of something. Some kind.
Standing there, slack-jawed, brain fed.
Wait, here it comes. The goddamn Maybell.
Oh yeah, here we
The
go.
dried Maybells on Clausia's roof. There were Maybells in the grass when you got here, and Maybells on Clausia's balcony. Wait, don't forget the footprints. The diagonal prints in the dust in the secret space behind.
So he took her
Clausia's
flowers
bed.
or something?
Now they're gonna come up. You got it. Remember? The boot prints were like no modern soul.
Everything is brands with you individualists. Who cares what brand my shoes are? Sansa. Some shit.
Show me the souls, please, Mr. Duras.
Fucking imbecile.
That's probably what covers the soul.
The maker is called Sensory. You see their V-shaped logo. These are not the unusual horizontal patterned
okay.
souls you saw in the dust on the floor of the
Nothing
hidden
ever is,
room.
apparently.
They do, however, seem to be about the same size.
The size fits, but not the soul.
Sire, he doesn't have to be wearing them right now.
Racking those brains, are you? Desperate to report something back to your masters? They must have really loved that dead fuck.
Well, a lot of people died for no reason because of
The
it.
lieutenant gives you a quick sideways glance and nods to acknowledge. The prints were his. You can see it in those eyes. The old man stares at his own prints in the ash around the fire. Silent suddenly, some strange process within him. A gush of wind. You've almost got him. Just the last little push.
Damn Maybells. The whole island is turning white with them.
He seems tender suddenly. Nostalgic even.
Maybe he knew her or
Strange
something.
mood swing.
So many this year, too. The spring is coming. No. They blossom on the islets before we fertilize them with our blood. Resurrection was snow white in May before they ruined it.
South, the Bay of Martinez is dotted with little freckles of
Interesting.
islets, turning green, with white flowers in white snow.
The coast, too, before they piled their containers on top of it, filled with broken, useless trash for fat-fingered bourgeois children to play with.
You must get around a lot to stay undetected all these years. Do you know any secret paths? Pinball workshops?
I may. Classier.
He knows her, but hadn't heard the name.
My ears don't reach the city. With the victim.
Doesn't like that.
There is a small tremble. Looks like a smile. A crooked smile. Yet isn't quite voluntary. He's about to burst.
You know who he was. A coalition-trained murderer. Armored and armed. He wasn't human. The blunt end of a hammer. Beating us to the ground. Moaning with
Oh,
joy.
shit.
You
He's
hounds
gonna go
get
for
so
it.
thorough when a company-trained killer dies. I haven't seen you on this coast for 40 years. You know, maybe I should have killed one sooner. Got your attention.
Okay, there we go.
Now you stop beating druggies and prostitutes in your basement. Now you come to investigate. Not when they die by the hundreds.
This is it. Shot him. Shot him. Say shot him, not killed him.
Oh, the inhumanity. One paramilitary less in Revachol.
The lieutenant raises his right arm to hush you. Hush. He does not need to be pushed anymore. The ball is rolling.
Okay.
While the lieutenant listens, holding his breath.
I had them in my sights. Both of them.
Oh, he doesn't
In
like her
and
either, I
out.
guess.
I was breathing with them, in phase, and I pulled the trigger and flew on the air until I landed in his mouth. I didn't think I had a shot like that in me anymore. I did. I saw him kneel there with his mouth full of death, and that stupid look on his face. And his dick still in her. Nothing. I
Grim.
went to sleep. Next morning there were Maybells everywhere. The world was white, or what's left of it anyway. My last spring here. I knew the fascists would come to avenge their own. And so they did.
Mr. Dross, are you aware you're confessing to murder?
Yes.
Okay.
And you were looking at Dan, the victim and a young woman, having sex through the scope of your rifle that night, before you shot him?
The old man nods.
Why?
Because that's what they were doing.
The motive. This is where the motive is going to come from.
Okay.
You can coax it out of him. The lieutenant's preparing the ground.
I don't understand. Do you, detective? I don't
Why were you
understand.
looking at them?
I'm always looking.
Are you always looking through the scope of a rifle? I'm just trying to understand.
A rifle scope has the best
So he's
magnification.
been picking someone to kill for years?
And if you don't like it?
Yes.
Jesus.
Think of it as a form of critique.
He will not stop now. These dialectical materialist types never do. Exploit it. You've got him going. Connect every little piece now. Wrap this up like a gift.
What check was it? Composure.
Minions of capital. What do you
What's the thing you
want?
do not like about what you saw tonight?
Them.
Murder.
Fucking. I didn't like that.
So you're jealous.
Jealousy is a reactionary concept. I didn't like the Reaver enjoying himself. Drugged out, soothed in the arms of a young woman. I wanted him to die so he could not enjoy life anymore. And I wanted to see his head explode. That too. She should know better than to hold a child murderer between her thighs. I knew he'd be there for one more second. Writhing. That's all it takes for the bullet to reach his head. Now that I think of it, I wasn't aiming for his mouth. I wanted his brains to spill out on her.
Interesting.
But you can't have
It's an
everything.
insanely hard shot to land on the head anyway, so the fact that he hit anything is pretty
He
insane.
wants to see her covered in blood.
Oh, pardon me.
To punish her.
She practically breastfed that man. You wouldn't believe the things she let him do to her.
You stare at them too. In your mind, her innocence day still turns to leaf, airport bag in hand. It's no good, Harry. Her voice rings in the evening air. It smells of burning buildings.
Men are insane. I don't think like that.
No one gives a shit what you think. You and
Okay, how long you been watching?
since she came to Martinez. I saw her sneaking in the reeds early in the morning.
Long time.
Behind the Fell building. It was dark, still winter. She didn't have a skimpy outfit on then, just a spot in the night.
Past the Fell building on the coast. What was she doing there?
Hiding something in the water.
Ah,
She had a fag after she
passport,
dug
I
it.
suppose.
I was up in the ruins there. She couldn't see me, but I could see her, smoking. She was nervous, but not scared. Her passport and tickets to Villiers.
In the free state of
So he took it
Seminine,
then.
hidden away at the edge of the earth.
After she was gone,
Did you keep what was in it? When we found the submersible, it was empty.
Probably right.
no. Why would
Okay.
I do that? I didn't need tickets to Villiers. I put them back. If I wanted to extort someone,
I
I'd
guess
do
they just
better.
floated away.
This implies that he's thought about extorting her. Also, a little inconsistency here. He was surprised to hear her name Clausia before. Would he not have seen it on
It
the
wasn't on the
documents?
documents.
It didn't say Clausia in
Yeah,
there.
of course it didn't. I knew that.
It was something. I don't remember. It was dark that morning. I only remember her face. Why would I need that trash? I'm not going to Villiers.
A strange confusion comes over him from time to time. Some kind of aberration of the nervous system.
Interesting.
I did. She had a face like an archipelago with those birthmarks. And a body hard and lean and bruised all over. Black and yellow. I could see she's taken a beating. I could see who she was, too. A spook. On the run. Revachol's the cloaca of capital now. All the bagmen and arms dealers end up here to do drugs and have sex like animals.
You could tell she was a spook? From the documents?
She had different color hair on the photo, and glasses. Forged. Some sordid bourgeois affair. I've heard about this kind of thing on the radio.
Pretty impressive to recognize without ever seeing it
He's
before, though.
setting it up for you. The bruises. You can't make that out in a scope.
You can't see bruises through a scope. It's just a blur. There's nothing to hold on to. Only this. It's not enough.
The coals of his eyes glisten suddenly.
Oh, he
like
did
stones
like her.
dripping with water. Is he crying?
Man needs to feel something else. In this fight, it helps if you have your eye on something there.
There have been others.
Yes, over the years. It's not unproletarian to feel something. No, I don't really know. I was there one night and she was crying, like a child, in the corner of her the
When was
day
this?
after I killed him.
Oh, I see.
Yes, I don't know why I do the things I do.
Wanted to console her.
Maybe. I told you, I have holes in my brain now. I wouldn't just sit here waiting for you. If you came 10 years ago, I would have killed you.
In the silence, the lieutenant draws a line in his notes. One more down. It quickly
Okay.
comes to you.
Oh, yes. Cutting those
He did watch
drugs
her
of
through the
hers
hole.
into little
I
lines
fucking knew
with a
someone was
knife.
using it.
Masturbating
Did you make that hole?
with a clip-point knife. Like that, too. Yes. Bending like a bow against the glass.
Yeah.
I've been through all of Martinez. Yes, that too.
Okay, so it was him.
The things they did in that little room. What she'd do to feel good. Funny the way light works. You turn it on inside, and it gets so dark out, you can't see a man looking in. I learned that in the 20s, when they were still hunting me.
Those two took the cake. You hear the familiar scribble of the lieutenant's
Well,
plan.
that's his motive
A
then.
quick glance at you.
He obviously
One
liked her a
more
lot.
loose end down. We're doing this, detective.
How did you get in there? The hidden pinball workshop.
I can just walk in there now after a good wash. I told you, they think I'm an antisocial. Closing hour is a good time. The kitchen's empty.
You had to open the
Why'd
steel
you actually
door
get
in
in?
the
Yeah.
kitchen?
I got that open a long time ago. Some bourgeois game merchant lived there. I don't know, 15 years ago.
Oh shit, okay.
He left spare keys all
So
over.
we didn't find the
I
only
took one.
keys then.
Then I saw her turn the light on one night in my scope.
Andy found use for it. A spare key, like the one hanging behind the...
One more thing. The flowers, Mr. Zoss. The dried flowers that were on the roof.
What about them?
There. He's already admitted to it. Just ask.
I did. I should. I was there one night and she was
Oh, I
crying.
did this already.
Like the day after. Yes. I don't. Maybe. If you came.
In the silent. One more down.
Her.
It was about
The
her.
lieutenant
Yeah.
nods at you in acknowledgement. That's it. Motive. We have it.
Where is she? That Clasier. I haven't seen her there for days.
She got away with lettuce here first. She figured someone was watching her from the seafort.
Gone. I knew it. She kept staring into the scope this last week at the island, like she knew. She'd look at night, crying or smoking on the roof, staring right into me.
So it wasn't for her after all. She
It
could have
doesn't matter.
stayed.
Midtown, across the Bay of Rivershore, the oceanic wind washes 40-story towers. Above them, Lucerne Central Aerodrome, a cocoon suspended.
north.
On the platform, a young woman is withdrawing from amphetamines, barbiturates, and alcohol. Yet still, she smiles among the crowd, among the great ghosts of the city she's leaving. Smaller, distant, hidden. Not like the great chandelier she
Is this
sees sparkle
Clasia
in the night
or
below
his
her.
ex-fiance?
Streetlights, towers, tenements, and water, and across it, a dark strip of ruins, barely visible if she didn't squint her eyes. There,
Oh, it's
on a
Clasia, okay.
dilapidated jetty in a nameless village, 2 police officers and 1 special consultant look across a narrow strip of sea. The ruins of a seafort stick out
The other
of the
police are
water,
coming.
built by Philippe II, reappropriated by the commune. He's there, doing what exactly, I don't know. Satellite Officer Vic Mayer points at the ruins. Behind that anti-aircraft something. That's why we can't see him. Special Consultant Heidelstam is optimistic. We'll see the boat when he comes. Let's go get a coffee until then.
Okay.
I know this interesting.
So they're just waiting for us to bring us back.
As the men go, Patrol Officer Minnow looks back over her shoulder. Good luck, Harry, she thinks. You need something good for this.
We could get more. We've got him talking.
Who knows what he's seen and done over the years? You could get more out of him. He likes talking. Enough. Take him in. Bend his arms behind his back and end this.
A tragic comedy. Druggies, prostitutes, and rentiers.
Off composure again. So I've got one more chance at this white check.
A strange little engine seems to fire up in him again. It straightens his back. The familiar put, put, put of hate.
Specifically, the whole city is a charnel house.
Okay.
Stripped clean and draped
I don't think
in
he's gonna
neon.
give us anything else.
But Martinez... Because of the racists. Everyone is a racist in Martinez.
That's true.
It's their favorite thing to do in the whole world. Listening to race-themed radio shows. In the ruins, pumped full of steroids and Radio Revachol 92. Race this, race that. It's all sanctioned
I
by
think
that
almost
social
everyone we spoke to
democratic
was some kind
union
of racist.
and the farce of a social democrat who runs it. Yes, the fly larva in his container. He let some nihilistic advertising yuppies erect a statue of Philippe III, a syphilitic murderer, on the town square. Not since the serfs of ancient Pericarnassus has history produced a more inert social class than the Martinez proletariat. The rest of Revachol at least pretends to rebuild. These people still live in ruin.
True.
Intense, like animals, like those boom morons on the ice. A pity they didn't drown in that tent of theirs. The worst of them is the blood-drenched Sucrion on her yacht, licking her lips. The old whore's gone now. Her gun-toting porcelain men are dead. So, actually, no. The worst is that old cop parading around in his uniform, throwing balls all day. It's not enough that the racists and liberals are dancing on our graves. The old loyalist ghouls still parade the ruins too. Every morning he's there. While the
God, he hates
parasites
everyone
he fought
here.
to protect are off in Ozon, or Koyamoran, or some other island they built their palaces on. Feeding on drugs, and that's all the rich really want. Sex with their own children. Throughout history, even the royal
That's an
bloodline
interesting
of the
take.
suzerain, it's all just an excuse for them to have sordid sex. At least that old cunt Frisell is now.
There's some questions
We
about
did
this.
good when we pushed him under the horse car. Until, in the 30s, those disco whores.
The disco whores are too much. Hatred
Oh my
shuts down
God.
his brain's language center. There was something about a statue and nihilistic advertising agency people might be worth investigating.
Syphilis is a disease Philippe III contracted in a whorehouse. The statue isn't up. The bacteria entered his brain and made him squander trillions on sparkling wine, cocainum, and monuments of himself.
Okay.
His son, Philip IV, the insane, contracted syphilis in the womb.
That is technically possible, although Philippe III was not actually syphilitic. He was just mad.
And he still went on to govern Revachol for 25 years. We lost 2 million lives toppling that mode of government. And those grotesque statues, too. What a keen remark. Yes, it is, isn't it? It's still there. Do you know why?
Don't change it, but I mean it ironically. Because you've got to take it down. Yes.
No. Cynical design cockroaches like you erected a new, ironic version of it. We tore it down with honest, working-class plastic explosives. But there it is again. Art is a bourgeois establishment. It's an affront to humanity.
See if he'll talk about this.
Horse.
God, he hates that.
Another hideous disappointment.
I guess he won't elaborate on that.
Unions are the real enemy. The true enemy.
Disappointment. So personal. He displays a familiarity.
That deformed toad? I wouldn't expect him to wipe his own ass. I mean, the brains of the operation. That mobster toad couldn't run a shithouse. He has no political education. His twin, Edgar
Oh,
Clare,
interesting.
that one.
So
Been to
Everard's
one of those
not
East
the head.
Revachol universities.
Everard's the
He
face.
talks a big game about uprising and alienation and so on. First against the wall with him.
The Clares wouldn't miss a man hidden in their own backyard. Not all this time. Nothing happens in Martinez without them knowing.
Of course. Maybe the Clears asked him to.
I haven't approached anyone. I hid.
How did he know you were here?
He didn't just stumble in like an oaf.
Fair out, some kids told him about monsters on
He
the
figured
island.
it out. Stepped right off the boat and walked down where you came. I even kept the
He
door
was a
open
man
for
on the
him.
left and ran me it.
Thought he was a man of the left. I was right about one of those things. 20 years ago.
Oh,
Neither
interesting.
of them could walk now. Could
That's around the time the Clares came to power.
Edgar did the talking. Paid his respects like I were a fossil in a uniform.
True, flaunt his pink
Offered
degree,
black.
even called
Never
massive.
trust a social democrat who quotes Marzoff. Oh, and charity too. Let me be here. The ZOC is an unlawful successor of the
To
Commune of
fortification, yeah,
They
okay.
let him be here. Understanding was a courtesy. But
You know why I killed that fucker, Dwat. As to Edgar, I'm not doing anything for...
Again?
So what did he do?
What have you done for Edgar before?
Tried teaching him some Marzovian socioeconomics. They didn't stick. We
Okay.
parted ways.
okay, he didn't do the hanged man for them. But he's insinuating something. The connection comes
here
to
we
you
go.
like a splash of cold water. Dark, cold.
Oh my god, he killed the old red.
He acknowledges it. Here we go.
That bourgeois cow. Tiffin Holly was her name. Licked the rich man's hand every time he came to town. Never seen a labor leader so hot on mutual and money. She liked that too. That Holly was a real bridge builder. She was. And she was real soft on those money men. Had a Barbara Muskova bag
He
over
killed her.
Called in, they say. On the eve of battle. Ran away. Vanished like a piss stain.
No, that's not quite it.
Did she? They say her daughter called in, not her personally. But that wasn't really her daughter, was it?
No, I guess it was not. She couldn't make the call herself.
Here it is. The bend in the river.
Because she was dead.
Just say nothing.
The cow caught a bullet in her right lung. Fell into
He
the
killed her,
canal,
yeah.
grasping her tit and drowned. Or bled. Hard to say. It was a sloppy job. And a moving target. She was going home. Waddling. Dressed in yellow. Drunk like she often was. The ruins are black around, heading home to Grand Coron or Betancourt. Someplace like that. Where they build those new bâtiments for the people who flourish.
Who
And
shot her?
someone shot her. Or maybe the cow just fell. My memory is full of holes. All I know is nothing changed. Not in the material base. Not in the hegemony.
Nothing came.
Edgar
Okay.
didn't keep his part of the deal. If you were to testify to this, give the RCM something on Edgar, you could walk. We would strike everything you've done and process you as a POW. You were in a war. You were on assignment. We could even extradite you to the Samaran People's Republic.
A degenerate worker state. Go shit. No, thank you. I'm Revacholian.
Okay, but you did do
I
that.
saw it happen, and I liked it. That's all I have to say. I didn't live, and
Okay.
everyone is a blobber in this world. Everyone betrays everyone. They're all already locked up for betrayal. The best ones, the ones with heart, but
The same old freezing. There is plenty here to work with once he's in custody. And the lieutenant knows it.
every fucking morning for 34
And that
years.
ball one point. It's the other
Throwing that
game.
ball.
It's not a working class game.
One royalist ghouls played like it was life itself.
So-
Click, clack across the water each day. And that uniform, like a parrot. I remember him. I remember him from La Noce. Not him
Make and model,
personally.
since the
His
1000s.
make and model. That one. Fat and plump, like a pheasant, just begging to be popped off. Not yet. I like to look at him strut around, place the crosshair on his medals.
Save the treat for later.
He is a juicy bonbon, that one. A real treat for the black day. The black.
Well, that's gonna be disappointing for him
When
now
I
that
put
he's
that
dead.
gun in my own mouth, I think. No, don't waste it. Put this lead in that cock, Rene. For the boys he killed, better. I even hid one bullet so I'd always have one for him.
Hearing it may destabilize him. You sure you've gotten everything from him?
Yeah, we got everything.
No. I waited too long. I waited too long and now he's dead.
I'm sorry, Mr. Dross. I understand you knew him for a long time.
They're all dead now.
If he really wanted to kill him so bad, he would have done. There must have been 1,000 black days.
And I blew them all. What does it matter now? All human beings care about each other. I cared for seeing his head.
I'm sorry.
Fuck you.
Okay.
You think I haven't seen people die? It's all I've seen them do. Fuck and die.
He's not okay. This is just another black day.
Glad we talked about what?
His lip curls.
Glad we talked about what?
Okay, I'll try it once more.
What strikes you about this
double
gauntlet is
six.
not the stomach pain,
Classic.
or the cough, or the malnutrition. It's precisely what you could not see before. Indeed, he speaks fluidly. His movements are rapid, if erratic. His voice, despite the cough, is there. It is capable of expressing complicated
He's
ideas.
animated.
It's a mystery. This animation comes at a cost too. Erratic hand gestures, thought processes cut off like
I was wondering
threads
if it was going to be
as he
dementia or
just stares at the
Alzheimer's because he
lots
said
of
he had
reeds.
like holes in his
He
brain.
also suffers mood swings, bubbling to the surface.
So he's struggling to keep
unconstrained
himself
by his
together
nervous
mentally, I
system.
suppose. Which is not surprising.
You've seen demented
type of
people
thing.
before. This feels similar, yet different.
No, I'm not okay. I shit blood, and I'm surrounded by insane people.
That's fair.
There it is again. Erratic hand motions, bouts of rage.
What? But you said I would be taken to the...
This terror is the sum of all the uncontrollable movements and mood swings he's been exhibiting. The wind picks up. The silence on the water is broken all around you. Little shivers of waves appear. The lieutenant continues, like an
Oh,
incantation.
this is sad.
Your Wayfarer rights
It's
have
so
been
much
suspended.
sadder than
Information
I expected
provided
it
to
to
the
be.
officers on the scene will be used against you by the prosecution. You will be given legal counsel within 1 week and must face court in 44 days. Do
It's
you
not some
understand?
big conspiracy. It's just an old war veteran suffering from dementia.
Do you understand?
But... No, I don't want to. I have to stay here.
He's sweating. Beads are forming on his forehead.
Your confirmation is not required, sir. Now on to the boat.
There it is
Oh my
again.
god.
To your
I can't believe I
north,
passed
as
that.
it has been since you came to the coast. The reeds whisper, stalks rubbing against something completely different. It sounds like a bow, very slowly being drawn against the strings of a violin. A very small violin.
Maybe there is room for 3 on the boat. What?
What are you talking about? Is this... really us?
Your skin crawls.
What's... Dude, I can't believe I got a lucky rose. Oh my god, it's the Phasmid. It's fucking real?
A delicate tangle of arms and legs unfolds from the reeds, limb by limb. to
What
then
the
just
fuck?
stand there, moving its scythe-like arms.
What are you talking about? There's nothing there.
The stick insect is over
Oh my god, it's
3
real.
meters tall. It looks straight
It's
at
actually
you
real.
with its tiny pinprick eyes and its grotesquely small head. You feel your legs shaking under you and your gun hand move to your holster, but you don't have a gun.
Tell me what you see, damn it. I can't make out one small thing.
I can see it.
Oh my god, Kim can see it
4
too.
simple words, thank God.
Holy
If you can see
shit.
it, then you're not insane. But that means it's really there, spinning slowly.
Dude, those
in
those
absolute
traps were way
silence.
too small.
Its limbs long and slender.
Be very, very
Oh
careful.
my god, this is insane.
The creature stands on long stilt-like legs, antennae hanging from its head like a woman's hair, white and curled at the tips. It is no more than 5 steps away from you.
Dude, I'm so glad I passed that check.
Reed-like tufts stick out of its joints. As the insect moves its forearms, it produces a faint hiss, like a reel-to-reel machine spinning after the tape breaks. The hiss is different from the strings you heard before. It says something else in a lower pitch.
Approach carefully.
Slowly, with your breath held, you take 2 small steps toward the phasmid. The creature lets out a series of ultrasonic clicks that swarm around your head like swallows, like laughter, a sort of happiness. The tracheal system on the creature's abdomen expands in front of you to take in and expel air. It's smelling you. Hissing and clicking, it extends its mandible-like antennae to greet you. You're right below it now, looking up at the colossal chitin of its white limbs. The head of the creature is crowned by reeds, and its eyes are like small droplets of water.
Maybe it is real, the pheromone.
About now, he is ready to believe in anything.
Yeah, it's definitely
The
real.
insect's head is crowned with reed-like scales, the shape of seed heads. They rustle as the air moves. The ventricles at
God, it's
its
so
abdomen
cool. I like its
continue
design.
expanding like lunglets, breathing you in, your sour, greasy semiochemicals on the breeze. No reply. A total ancient silence comes from its mouth, along with what appears to be some kind of foam. You were right. Little bubbles form on the mouth parts of the creature, on its segmented lower lip. It looks to be foaming.
Careful, it may be poisonous.
The foam slowly turns a darker shade, like burnt caramel, as the insect moves its mouth parts, masticating. The little bubbles begin to burst. One,
I exist.
Oh shit, it's talking to me.
Tell me what it's like for you. Then I will tell you what it's like for me.
No.
What is your illness?
Body aches, hand bleeding, I know how I'm insane. Input, this
I
one.
smelled it. As soon as you stepped on the island. Strawberries. Fresh bursts of red strawberries. Ripe, turning riper. Soon you'll be rotten. Now I will tell you how it is for me. For me, it is a series of half-lit images. A kind of darkness. Being intruded upon. Transient. Dim. Moist. Shapes of plants and animals. And internal sensations. A swarm of sounds. Tiny vibrations on the inside of my forearm.
Interesting.
All speak of complexities totally beyond my understanding.
So it's like a higher life form, I guess.
I am at the end of a narrow funnel. Weightless. So light. It only feels like something to be me. In truth, perhaps I'm nothing. I certainly do not have a soul. And if I did, it
So
would never
weird.
ache.
Glad to be me.
Few of us can begin to imagine the horror of you,
Yeah.
with all of creation reflected in your forebrain. It must be like the highest of hells, a kaleidoscope of fire and writhing glass. Eternal damnation, even when you're sleeping. And when you wake, you carry it around on your neck, with eyes open that cannot help but swallow more behind the mirror. I feel great, mute empathy for you. That must be incredibly hard. The Arthropods are in silent and meaningless awe of you. Know that we're watching. When
Interesting.
you're
So maybe they're
tired,
like guardian
when the
angels or
vision
something?
spins out of control, the insects will be looking on, rooting for you. And when you fall, we will come to raise you up. Bud from you, banner-like, blossom from you and carry you apart in a sky funeral, in honor of your passing. But not me, because I'm just a leaf eater.
Detective arriving on the scene.
So am I. I was born to detect sucrose rewards and semiochemicals. What were you born to detect? Yes. No one detected me for such a long time. For thousands of years.
This
I
is my
did it
masterpiece.
out of sight. No one believed I exist. Almost no one. Until you came, detective. Dripping of blood that smells like strawberries. Across the calm sea. No, you're awake. I am real. Light is foaming me.
Interesting.
This is real. Not even the birds know that. Not even the water lily.
Reference against the death, there's no answer. Perhaps it's sent to us by
I
God.
think we should eat it. If it's a leaf, you can put it in your mouth. Or read. Yum yum. I am an unknown species of the order Phantasmodia. Endemic to the Insulandian Insula.
Okay.
For the last 350 years, I have hidden in plain sight.
I can still
Masquerading
barely
as a
see it
reed,
now.
molding, cloning myself, unfolding at night to play with trash bins and boys. I went unnoticed by the first settlers and the land surveyors of the suzerain. Also, by the soldiers of the revolution and the officials of the occupation. Even the Seminoles Islanders who came here first, but did not stay, have not seen me. I have stayed hidden through 4 forms of government and 2 scientific revolutions.
Holy shit.
Until I was accidentally discovered by a detective of the citizen militia in Revelshop, district of Martinique.
That's insane.
No, you are. The moral of our encounter is, I am a relatively medium life form, while it is you who are a total extreme madness. A volatile simian nerve system, ominously new to the planet. The Pale too came with you. No one remembers it before you. The Nidarians do not. The radially symmetrics do not. There is an
Interesting.
almost unanimous agreement between the birds and the plants that you are going to destroy us all. It is a nervous shadow cast into the world by you, eating away at reality. A great, unnatural territory. Its advent coincides with the arrival of the human mind. You're a violent and irrepressible miracle. The vacuum of cosmos and the stars burning in it are afraid of you. Give me enough time, you will wipe us all out and replace us with nothing. We suspect it will be something like the oxygen holocaust that wiped out anaerobic life 2.6
Interesting.
billion years ago, when organisms first
So
started
pollution,
breathing.
I guess.
Only much worse.
Instead of air, you exhale thoughts. There are no trees.
Everything your eyes touch goes back there, behind the nose mirror. What if you blink? Are we still here? Please don't blink. What if you misplace us all one day, or just forget?
Am I drank too much? We actually for not to blink.
Please be. Or one day, one of you will close your eyes and sigh, and open them to see that none of this ever existed.
Very Lovecraftian.
It doesn't look like that, no. You're just staring at it. Okay. Is it somehow related to the case?
Case me. I have totally transcended the case.
I think we should take the picture, and then you should back away from the unstudied species.
No, there is one more.
Of all the creatures I met, you're the kindest, you're the scariest, you're the most beautiful. This one.
Thank you. I also have one more thing to say to you. That woman, turn from the ruin. Turn and go forward. Do it for the working class.
I will.
She was middle class. It doesn't take a 3-meter stick insect to tell you that.
The insect stops its stridulation, seeming to observe you. Suddenly, there is silence. As you do, the invertebrate comes to life, its limbs moving independent of each other, as if each has a mind of its own. They are white, like stalks of porcelain, praying to you. The reed creature does not stop its stridulations. It towers above you, parting the reeds it emerged from.
Okay.
This is insane.
There is no change in the insect's motion while it's being aimed by the camera. It remains fixated on you.
In 3. If it moves, you jump back. I'll shoot. Here we go. 3, 2, 1.
The shrill flash of the camera cuts
Wow.
the air like the blade
A good
of a
picture,
sword.
huh?
The phasmid freezes in its bright light. Head turned toward the lieutenant. Hypnotized by the flash, it stands frozen before you.
I got it.
The limb before you is incredibly light, like eggshell. It's much lighter than a reed. You feel a soft push could tip the creature over. A small shudder passes the creature's arm. High above you, its black pearl eyes still glisten, mesmerized by the light passing its nervous system. There is some kind of countdown happening. As it slowly processes, the antennae hang from a great height. With your hand shaking, you barely touch the tip of the left whisker. On contact, the kiting curls into a spiral. It is surprisingly delicate, the curly end of the whisker, like a young vine. It's even a bit wet.
This is so cool.
Be careful,
I
detective.
can't believe
It's
how
moving.
you know, lucky I got to roll this
You were
check.
right. It glistens with some kind of moisture. The creature
I'm
in
not
front
looking
of you, another shudder pulses through the creature's limbs. It jolts back to life. As you're turning away, the phasmid mirrors your movements, stepping on the water, the long limbs carrying its feather weight without breaking its surface.
I honestly can't believe that, dude. I was really hoping there'd be something like kind of supernatural too.
And
It's
just
honestly
like
like
that,
I just can't
it's
believe
gone,
that was on such an
skating
insanely
away
low
across
chance
the sea's
check.
calm mirror, like a skipping stone, leaving nothing but circles on the water, and something under it. In the place it stood, bobbing there.
It's gone. Apparently, yes. Like a water strider. Only... I've never seen anything like that in my life. Looks like a nest of some sort. We should have...
Like, I mean, that's like a shocking revolution to both of us. We have fucking our whole worldview's
Some
just been
kind of
changed.
strange
Phasmids are real, and so are
semi-catatonic
cryptids, I
state.
guess.
Our suspect is not looking so good.
What is it? What do you want from me?
Something is very wrong with him now.
Okay, let me grab these things quick. Rifle scope. Oh, the rifle scope. And the armor. Classius passport. Classius passport.
This passport, issued by the Sovereign Republic of
Unquote
Orania, is
Classius hidden documents. From the MT boy.
it's Clausia, with short black hair and glasses. She looks
Maybe our man, Mr. Dross, took it from Classius, or whatever her name was. Hiding place, or... like a magpie? What a coincidence. Then it would also have collected the other objects. I can see how the helmet could wash up on the island. And the scope. Maybe Mr. Dross lost it. But
Yeah.
to seek this out would be very unusual behavior for an arthropod. She said it would be for Anouk Meyer-Smith. Anouk Meyer-Smith.
Katardina Alazia was supposed to be her real name, where Clausia comes from. Remember?
Yes, somehow she managed to lie to us. One more time.
Duh.
In a way, she's still
guess
lying
so.
to... I don't know. But it's not Katarzyna Alasia, or Clasia, or Anouk Meyer-Smith. We didn't even scratch the surface.
It seems that way.
Perhaps it's better that we didn't arrest her. Who knows what else she'd be...
I mean, that's cool though. Okay, let's finish the game.
What is it?
Mr. Dras?
The man does not respond. He keeps staring, black eyes glazed over, and the plastic cape feels coarse. A light shiver passes the man.
He's going into some kind of psychomotor immobility. The good news is, this solves our transportation problem. Doesn't it, Mr. Dras?
The trembling mouth appears to sigh.
Between this and the broken tire he's used for a boat, I think it's safe to leave him here, while we go and get help. It will need to be medical first, I'm afraid. Old age and shock. The appearance of the Phasmid in conjunction with the stress of the arrest.
Yeah.
He spent his entire life here.
He stares into the reeds. Your words don't stir anything in.
I lost.
He turns his eyes to the reeds again, as he's done so many times.
He lost the scope. Then it somehow made its way over there. With the help of a Magpie Phasmid.
I guess so.
This sight is a T9, Mr. Dras. Was it attached to the rifle?
Silence. You've gotten all you will out of this poor being. The plastic cape.
We should
Let's
think
not
about getting
harass
back
him.
to the mainland. To get help.
I guess we should go then. Dude, this game doesn't end. It's insane how long it is. It has been a really good game though. Yeah, let's go.
The skiff is swaying on.
Let's. We are done here.
The skiff rocks gently under your weight as you get in. But for the sound of conversation on the water, there is someone inland waiting for you. Two men and a woman stand on the concrete square of a nameless village. You reach the jetty and climb out of the skiff.
Okay, let's go talk to them. Kim isn't coming? Oh, okay.
Look what the tide brought him. Harry, you're bleeding all over the place. You're half dead.
Whatever this is, it is completely unimportant compared to what you've just seen. This is the man with sunglasses from the Whirling in Rags. But where are his sunglasses?
That's right. And you're bleeding. We're not forgetting about anything. Look at you. Bothered by it. Harry, you look like you need a fucking organ transplant. Oh,
Okay.
fuck it. Let's not get into...
Hello, I'm Trent Heilerstein. I believe we've met on several occasions.
Okay, sure.
I'm your goddamn partner, Jean Vicomar. And this is your special task force. Or what's left of it.
Oh shit, okay.
Special Consultant Trent Heidelstein, Battle Officer G.
Hi.
Hello.
We've come to scrape what's left of you after pavement.
Lieutenant Kim Kisuragi, Prison 57. We've just come from the island, where our investigation led us.
The scene is making even him feel as though he has to justify
Yeah,
your
it seems like it.
We might need your help with something later.
as if he recalled that he's in fact a decorated police lieutenant and not a naughty boy.
But this is clearly a departmental matter, so I'm going to leave you to discuss it among yourselves.
It's good to meet you, Lieutenant Kitsuhagi.
Letting the lieutenant know he shouldn't feel embarrassed over the shitstorm.
Ari, we want to help you. Trent, I believe this is...
I don't quite know what I'm doing here. I was asked to participate as an expert. I think I need to manage your expectations a little.
Cognitive science.
I'm
Oh
at best
shit,
an
okay.
enthusiast in cognitive science. My background is in something else entirely. I engage in neurology on a merely theoretical level. In fact, I should probably...
Okay.
No, Trent, it's too late. You're part of this shit now. What have you got to say for yourself, shit kid?
What does he have to say for himself? He left you to catch the bullets. Shit, kid. What an interesting man.
You, shit kid?
Despite all that you've done,
No, because of all that you've done. The cafeteria
here.
manager you fucked over told us where you went. Shit, kid. He didn't betray you. He just told us the direction you went in. Who's Sylvie?
Not
It better
important.
not be.
He means you better not be partying with this Sylvie. Shit.
Guilty as charged. I heard you'd lost your mind and your memory, and it was. Good work, Harry. You're insane now.
Great, thanks.
Those-
He was too sarcastic for you to realize who he was.
Did you? Or did you literally not recognize my face? We've been partners for how long, Harry? Don't answer that. You don't remember.
Lieutenant, my name is not Horse-Faced Woman. It's Judith Minot. I was assigned to your unit 2 months ago. I thought we were friends. Okay. Because you're my commanding officer,
That will never happen, Jude. He's the rudest man.
Yes, I'm Tran Heilestein. I never said I wasn't.
Were you
What
special
indeed?
consulting?
I was asked to share my take on some of the more obscure theories developed in Königstein in the
Okay.
first place. Like
Partial
partial
amnesia,
psychotraumatic.
partial-
He's here to see if you're insane. He is smart. Let's move on. Yeah, Major Crimes Unit, under Lieutenant Dubois and Vicomar. Ring it. Refresh your memory? It's a goddamn Major Crimes Unit. There's you, me.
I'm technically just a civilian advisor.
Okay.
Oh, fuck you. You're part of this shit show. It's a Major Crimes Unit. We clear the desk of cases so Precinct 41 doesn't look like the worst station in town. We are shit tier now, Harry, because of you.
Okay.
The 41st isn't...
Duped? Hey, here's a brilliant idea. Don't be a morbid drunk and you won't be duped so easily. No. Everyone's just a brilliant master of disguise. God damn it, Harry. You told us to fuck off. You said we're cramping your style. Your detective god. Fuck everything. All will burn. Detect or die.
Why did your detector die then? Why did you leave a literal police god? I never said these things. I said these things. I'm not like that anymore. Just to teach me
it
how.
wasn't like that.
Fuck you, Harry. We didn't know there was gonna be a tribunal. Oh, you think it was cool you saying that? Aesthetic somehow? You were crying when we got here. Breaking things. None of us wanted to see the abyss. The bells aren't ringing because you have brain damage.
Okay.
Trant, this is...
Well, he doesn't have visible tremors. He talks without slurring. He can drive a boat. He's standing, reasoning. All good
Retrograde
signs, but
amnesia.
Meaning, you forgot both who you are and the definitions of money, Isola.
Yeah, so
as
many
displayed in
things.
the station call, our interactions with him, and I don't want to be a snitch, but also mine with him before when Harry did not seem to know who I was. It's all very interesting.
interesting.
Yes, interesting. I have my theories, but I would like to hear Harry's thoughts first. Harry, what do you think happened to you?
Try so much I lost my
Neurologically?
Yeah, this one.
He is. He's getting better. And I can confirm that he drank a lot of alcohol prior to it happening.
I believe he drank. People do that, especially this one. What they don't do is forget.
But Detective Vigmer, he has blanked out before. Yes, a couple of times.
Oh, really?
After some of the more serious benders. One was after the two drunks case. The other when we looked into that mural.
So you don't remember not remembering.
Interesting. So at
Insane.
first he dipped his toes into it, prepared. That's where he would have gotten the idea, yes. Practice. And then he used alcohol to get there, so to speak.
What do you mean?
Well, here's my theory. What if this is an absolutely normal reaction to the world we're living in? What if this is not a significant anomaly at all? Something to be explained, approached as a defect? Look at the sensory input here.
Okay.
Look at the ruins, the neon. Listen to the radio, the multitudes, the people. Live here for 40 years. As a police detective, he's like a magnetic reader on the world tape, to borrow a known metaphor. Harry's
Okay.
been pushed flat against it. Total input. Hardwired to the free market. He just needed for it to end.
Okay, Trent, thank you. That's absolutely meaningless. I'm glad we brought you. Will he or will he not be able to work in the Major Crimes Unit? Is he a cretin now? I want to know that.
He's not a cretin, and he is able to do work. If not in his previous leadership role, then as a line detective.
Don't want to be in your unit? Yeah, kinda don't.
No, Harry. Fuck you. You already fucked us. I've already explained this shit to Price twice. To Berdyayeva 4.
When you clocked out, I became responsible for you.
Now nothing. Now we're just going to stand here. No, now we discuss that. What the fuck did you do to a motor carriage? Why is it there, Harry?
Astonished. Threw into the ocean when I was drunk. Yep.
Ah, so
Just gonna go for it.
refreshing. He just admits it. Thank you for your honesty. Thank you for destroying 40. It doesn't matter. Your badge, Harry. Show me your badge.
In a rush to demonstrate your badge, your eager fingers can't sustain a grip on the smooth plastic.
Fuck. I failed all of them.
You juggle the badge for a second. Ouch! You strained your elbow trying to catch that stupid thing.
He found it. He found it, Jean. It's his badge.
And your gun?
As if having your badge and gun are natural states, not achievements. Gun.
No idea where the gun is.
Yeah, you don't have that. Maybe you can philosophize your way
yeah, here we
out
go.
of it.
Upgraded it. I don't care about your weapon mania, Harry. I only care about your official sidearm, which you lost. I knew it.
This isn't cause for celebration.
Oh, I would say it's very bad. You're drunk like a bum, Harry. Please, put the stolen rifle away before you kill someone.
I'm not drunk.
So you forgot to drink? I don't buy it.
He's wounded. It's been a long week, and he's handled an actual corpse.
A bit of a week? You're drunk.
I'm not drunk.
And you let a suspect escape, a certain Glazier, because you were too drunk.
We've read the reports, Harry. Lieutenant Kitsuragis. We know.
Here's everything Sushi gave Vice Kumas. They just put one on me, alert goes and acts mercy, small detail and huge case you know nothing about this one.
Oh, well. If she was nice. I'm not even gonna get into the other suspect. Or the
Doesn't
fact that
matter.
you're Everclear's little peony now. Doing I don't know what for him. That's small time compared to the 7 people who were gunned down. The streets are literally red with blood, Harry.
He did everything he could. We did everything we could. The company hired unvetted mercenaries. Lieutenant Dubois got between them and the locals.
Here comes the cavalry.
He did so at considerable risk to his own life. He was shot, not once, but twice. We stopped an execution, not a negotiation. The loss of life was minimal compared to what it could have been.
Ask Grigor to also solve the case.
Detective, it's better if I do that.
It's so much better if he does this.
Thank you for the input, Lieutenant Kitsuragi. I didn't mean to suggest you didn't handle the situation.
He thinks of apologizing.
You've spent the week with him on this case.
On the case?
On Lieutenant Yofretor Dubois.
Well, the drinking, the gun losing, also losing the badge. That's all true. Although he has not been drinking on the job this week.
See?
1 week.
Then there's the self-flagellation issue. He likes to apologize profusely, making
Yeah.
it sound like he's guilty of at least
I guess I have
first-degree murder.
apologized a lot.
It's not a good communication strategy for an officer. It's worrying, especially considering his political views. Detective Dubois is, as you may know, a Mazovian socio-economist. He wants to liquidate the ruling class, which, again, for a police
Is that where I've
officer,
landed? That's
is a little
interesting.
odd.
You should yell something. Yes, let's let the big boy.
And then there's the motor carriage in the sea, something I was not present for. But despite all this, he is a great detective, one of the best I've seen, in fact. He can talk human beings into telling him anything, and he doesn't stop. In all the time I've spent with him, he has not once stopped working on the case. He is tireless, madly
Well, we did
driven.
look for Phasmids for a day. But
Well, except that one time when he stopped to sing karaoke, which, by the way, I have to disagree with you, Mr. Vicmar, was a valiant effort. He really sang his heart out.
Okay, he did something.
Other than that one time, he has tirelessly worked on the case, and he solved it. We have a confession, a murder weapon, and the perpetrator, locked on the island right now, awaiting transportation. He apprehended a revolutionary brigade who stayed hidden for 50 years. ever since the revolution.
Damn, I really
He's
cleaned up
probably
actually,
committed
other
other
than the people
murders
who
over
died.
those years. Oh, and he also discovered a new species.
A new species?
A colossal stick insect. It was on the island, camouflaged as the reeds. It unfolded from the reeds. I think we may be dealing with the Insulindian phasmid.
He takes out the photo and shows it to the officers across the yard. You hear gasps beneath the howling of the wind.
As you can see, it's about 3 meters tall. In fact, we think it may be the largest land invertebrate ever discovered.
Fucking hell is that? Is this somehow connected to the case?
No.
The killer did not seem to be aware of the phasmid's presence, exhibiting a strange, atypical dementia. He fell into a stupor after its appearance. He became near catatonic.
Yeah.
So it is connected.
I must say, this is absolutely extraordinary. I don't even have words for it.
Yes. It really does make it hard to fire the drunk.
This is a very, very sad man who has just seen something that's made him forget his sadness. Now you make your case. Now is the time. Now or never.
There was strong motive for my previous header. I guess I'm gonna go through all of these.
Lilianovich. A revolutionary matronym. The custom started in Grad, where they have patronyms. Krasovich, Lasovich, etc.
Yeah, okay.
This man's mother was Lilian. His Lilian's son, Lilianovich.
Okay, thanks.
So,
It was like Swedish.
is what a soldier of the ICM would be called.
Thank you, Trant. Thank you for that piece of cultural theory.
Yeah, that's useful.
Of course, excuse me, I just thought it was noteworthy.
He wasn't quite sure about the straggler before he heard this detail. It must have convinced him.
Jealousy. I thought this Lilianovich was an old man.
A strange psychosexual fascination. The result of spending all this time in solitude
Yeah.
on the islands of this bay. And trauma too. He himself gave a political reason. In his mind, he had killed an enemy combatant. Also, we have ballistics from the gun,
Yeah, that's true.
matching the bullet found in the dead mercenary's head. And 2 officers on the scene that Mr. Dross confessed.
It's a clean win.
Very clean.
Oh, it's way more than that.
It must be the teachers in culture. Don't completely satisfy real.
Perfect folding mechanism. Get over yourself.
God damn it. Doesn't it ever leave? It will pass in time.
That's when we're failing in the resource nest.
Female?
You had to see it. It had the subdued colors of a female.
Incredible. Were there eggs in the nest?
Not as far as I could see. There were other things there, though.
Actually, you know, this would indicate it was a male. This is far from anything in my field, but I think such nests are called bowers.
I think it was
Of course,
female.
as I said, I'm only guessing. I didn't see it. It must be robust if it can move.
Oh
a
yeah,
whole
it said it
helmet
cloned
with
itself.
limbs. As in cloning itself? What makes you think so? Mm-hmm. Then it wouldn't matter if it's male or female. The bower would just be rudimentary behavior from before the...
That makes sense.
Okay, cool.
Very interesting. Such organisms are extremely vulnerable to disease. A single strain of bacteria could wipe out...
Yes, but also reed-colored, beige and brown, a little green on the outside. After unfolding from a single...
Incredible. The PR value
Yeah, it
of
was
this
really cool.
is exceptional. Carp discovers new species. Maybe even discovers the Insulindian phasmid.
This would really help with some of the...
Absolutely, this is great. This does not say vigilante murderers to me at all. This says science,
True.
news, human...
Without it,
You're doing good here. Perhaps only for a moment. Quit while you're ahead.
Nope, we got more.
This is a conversation for when we are no longer out in the open, in Martinez.
understood, of course.
But a case against Everard would be big.
I would prefer not to partake in anything union-related. For...
Yep.
This has to be good stuff for him to backpedal out of it at first mention.
I also looked into the mission with the Duke.
Yes. Fallen through a gap in a boardwalk.
The body was transported to Precinct 41.
You're not the only cop in the world, Harry.
Still, good work with the missing person.
It's still a point for you. No denying it.
Don't need that.
I don't want to, but you discovered a new species and solved the matter. So I have to.
Anything that ends the trial is okay with me.
Agreed. The public relations potential of this is too valuable to let go.
Nice.
Okay.
I think I did good.
We have vehicles in the square, and the perpetrator needs to be taken into custody.
Now you will finally get to know who. The man looks westward, impatiently, jingling his car keys in his pocket.
No,
Thank God.
you're too unstable to work for my boss. You're suicidal, Harry.
I assure you, I wouldn't
Really glad for
consult
that.
for a corrupt unit.
He would immediately backpedal out of it. I told you it's not that bad.
Who are you? Well, obviously you're not a gym teacher anymore, but
Before you were a cop, you were a gym teacher in Coron.
Ah,
It's getting really cold outside. Should we maybe...
this
Harry.
explains a lot.
It explains everything. The running around, the jumping, the bicep girth, your inexplicable
Fishing
facial
with
hair.
bounce force.
Some of your more old-school wording choices. Your posture, even.
Also, this guy. Just everything about this guy.
Yeah.
yes, you towed Jim in Cool. I believe that's the term.
The smell of sweat and glue. Kuro is just east of Jamrock. It was a short
That's
walk.
cool.
High school. Harry, your goings-on with Kuno, Andre, Acel, the whole thing on the ice. That's why you are so juvie.
His smirk suggests barely contained
Oh, that's
laugh.
cool.
In your 20s or late 20s. The regular. You found some chick. She inspired you to fight the big
You, every morning, walking from Voyager Road to teach gym.
I knew it. I knew no normal human being can run like that. He's an...
It's not a mystery. Some chick fucked you over.
You really went with it too.
Dora something. Dora England.
Not Dora Dubois.
No one is married anymore. This is Revachol.
Okay, I'm
So
fine
have
with
I.
this.
You bitterly dropped dearest Dora and really tore me a new
The special consultant glances at
us. With the bloody murder station of it.
That's not true. Jamrock is too big for one precinct.
Everyone's space
You're
for
just
treasures.
understaffed. And everyone respects the 41st.
Thank you, Lieutenant. You're being kind. It is an understaffed station and the district is to...
Get back to it. We left Torson and McLean to run the C-Wing. It's not good. Mac the Torso Torson and Chester McLean. They're not fit to run a wing.
They are damn iconic though.
Yeah, not like us. Two clinically
Yeah.
depressed old men. God. There are 4 wings, Harry.
A, B, C, D, we're in C,
and D.
Elysium, core punches,
We're in
generic
C.
concepts.
It's
There's also a lot of outside help involved, not only me.
He's anything but a loser.
Ptolemy Price? He's the son of the old Price.
He's one of the most highly regarded men in the
Oh,
force.
interesting.
Somewhere under the curved roof of a former silk factory, shaped like a ladybird with 2 chimneys, Police Captain Ptolemy Price sits behind a heavy wooden desk. Resident medic Nix They speak of change, the city.
okay. It's not the bloody murder station. It's an old converted silk mill with green desk
Look at
lamps
who
and a
they're
coffee.
hard every day.
Jamrock is the largest ghetto in Revachol. Faubourg, technically.
The press will blow over. Jamrock is lucky to have you, and it's often considered to be the greatest of the district.
Thank you again, Lieutenant. Who is Lena? Well, good luck.
She and her husband were conducting the search for the Phasmid. It's there. They should know as soon as possible.
Yeah, I hope so.
It would do you good to...
She is going to be over the moon.
Well, first I will go back to my station and write the most detailed report anyone has ever seen. Detective, we just stopped a small-scale war. Something is happening to Revachol. I don't know what yet, but it's going to be a hard spring for the RCM. We need to get ready, infiltrate, investigate.
Want to be buddies
Talk
with
to
them.
Captain Price? I'd rather not ruffle the feathers of 2 captains with my doom-mongering. Work with Price? I'm flattered, but I don't know if I...
No, he's
fit
great.
in.
He should definitely come.
And crazy enough. Can take the stress. He doesn't know how. This truly came as a surprise to him. Not a bad one.
Flattered? You're Lieutenant Kitsuragi. We would be flattered if you even considered.
I would have to tie things up in GRIH first. But, I mean, whatever is coming, Jamrock will be more central to it than the...
And we also have a huge caseload, Lieutenant.
I hope he
Piles that
joins
we need
me.
to get back to. Mountains, even.
I do like the sound of that.
Yeah, we did
He's
it.
really considering it.
That's nice.
Good.
I'm glad they didn't split
Fuck
up.
it, let's go. Trump
Seems
brought
like
his modern
Kim really
garage.
pulled him out
It's
of
a
the
20-minute
shit.
drive to Jamrock.
The great district hums in the falling rain. A chessboard of wooden houses, 80,000 living souls,
for Matrix.
fire traps. As you close your eyes and
The dogs
hear
bark,
the
a lone
dogs bark.
woman's.
A lone woman sits by a factory window, dreaming of meteorite strikes. On Rue de Saint-Jérôme, a square bullet slides into a square-shaped chamber. In Old South, a man without eyelids smiles. Dawson? Yes. McLean? Yes. Heidelstein? No. Vicmere? Yes. Dubois? Of course. Really? Nick Gottlieb looks up from the list. I hear
Oh,
he's
this is them
unstable.
picking me to
You
come
say
in this
that like
case.
it's a bad thing. Captain Potomny Price gestures with a ballpoint pen. It's dim in his office, and the curtains are drawn. Harry's our man. He'll pull through. When he does, he'll side with the people. Understood. Gottlieb returns to the list. Minnow? Of course.
Wonderful. Then can we please just go back to Jamrock now?
I think that's it. Holy shit, man, what a game. I mean, really. I really like that the killer wasn't like some grand conspiracy or something, you know? Not everyone's backstory conveniently tied in. It was essentially random. What a fucking game, dude. It took me a while to finish, and it felt slow some days when I was playing it. It was interesting to play a game like this with no combat in it whatsoever, but I haven't played an RPG that has that quality of writing. I don't know if I'd play this again, although it's like a, you know, there's obviously a lot of different routes. I think I got very lucky on a few things, but holy shit. Amazing. I see why people hold this in such high regard. Can I skip the credits? No. I need to rush to bed. It's very late and I have work tomorrow. Man. The Phasmin thing was cool. I think that was my highlight of the game, really. I love how it, like, they really convince you it's not going to exist. And then suddenly, bang, it's, you know, on a dice roll that I shouldn't even passed. I got some super lucky dice rolls too that really opened the game up for me. Like finding the bullet. Or shooting the guy down too. Holy shit. I'm glad I saw it through. I mean, I honestly never thought I would have played an RPG that could carry on character interaction and writing. Barely any customization. Like, you change your clothes to get some stats, and you pick up some stats as you go, but I really only picked up stats that I needed in the moment. And the thought thing was like, it's a cool system, but you don't know what you're getting, right? So it's hard to invest in it, but even without all that, it's so gripping. There's so many little things tying into this murder too, and then little side cases. It's just, I mean, honestly, I can't believe it. I wonder how you get your gun back. I never got close to that, I feel. I thought I'd met everyone, but I guess I never met the woman who had my gun. Oh shit. Knocked my microphone off my desk. Oh man. I mean, I don't think I've ever played anything like this. Even RPGs I played that have a good story are not like this. Amazing voice acting from everyone as well. I really liked all the voice actors. They did great. I'm annoyed I missed the narrator, but he was really, really good. I think if they had a different narrator, it wouldn't have carried anywhere near as hard. Oh, here we go. This guy here, Glenville Brown, honestly amazing. I think it was like, it just tied the game together because he was so good at, and Kim as well, Julian Champignon. I mean, all of these characters were great. The narrator's just so good at so many different expressions. I mean, it's hard, like, to play he had to play different perspectives, all with one thing, and keep it interesting. He had to play off himself, basically. It was really cool. Ruby the Instigator, Pale Driver. The Pale was a cool concept too. I kind of would like to see more about that. I love how there was like a red herring and dead end leads as well. Like, the guy smoking was absolutely fucking useless, and so is his Sunday friend. But they convince you that that's a good lead. It was great. Chinese localization, translation. Oh, those are the original and then the final cut. Okay, that's how they're going each time. Lead proofreader, Mr. Anonymous. I wish I could proofread. They missed a couple, I'll be honest. There were a few I saw where the narration didn't line up with the text. I don't know if that was a script change or like maybe some improvisation and they just didn't catch it, but it's such a minor flaw with an otherwise excellent game. I mean, this is, when I think of games that are 10s, this kind of game is what I think of. Like, there's nothing like it. The narrative's amazing. The gameplay's fun, considering there's most of it just walking around and interacting with people. Yeah, really good. Definitely recommend. Maybe someone else will do better at taking the drunk Hobocop on. I'm really bad at playing that role, I think. When I'm presented it, I always want to pull back and be like the straight, get it done detective. But yeah, it was great. There's some of the credits play out. Oh man. German team, all the translators. French team. I don't know how many localizations they had, how many languages. What time is it? How late am I? 10 past. I'm going to feel very bad tomorrow. I do understand why people put this in there. I mean, it's one of those things where when something comes out that's recent and it hits people's top like 3 games or movies or anything, it's always so surprising, since you know there's so much history to go on. But I can see why this hits people's top 3. I really can. I don't know when this came out, but I would give this Game of the Year over Elden Ring. If they came out the same year, I would give it to this game. Because I think Elden Ring has a clean sweep, but... Wow, and then it ends. I thought the music would fade out. Well, that's Disco Elysium. What an adventure. Such a cool game. I'm gonna go for tonight. Tomorrow I think I'm gonna play SWTOR. I'm gonna go through all the class campaigns and relive some nostalgia. I got too many games on my list to finish, so I'll try and get through them. I'm off for a week next week. I'm on holiday, but I'll try and get all this sort of uploaded on that week off. So yeah, thanks for watching. Play this game. If you didn't watch all of this and you only caught a bit of it, I mean, I guess if you watched it in the VOD, you watched all of it, but play this game. Because there's so many options that I couldn't have hit that you might get the gun. That's a big one I didn't hit. The biggest one, I would say. It probably could have caused massive changes in the story. But yeah, I'm off. So thanks again, and I will see you